Welcome back to Parking Lot Chats with Corn
and Bo. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So what's been going on? I missed was it Oscars, Grammys? I meant to watch it, but I couldn't figure out Real TV.
Yeah, I don't have Real TV either, so I couldn't watch it. It was on ABC apparently, and I thought like everything was on streaming networks now.
I
like,
really
even
did
if it was on
too.
like actual ABC, that I thought I could find it on. Oh, that's NBC. I think we discussed this before. With
We're at
the
Peacock,
fucking
right?
Peacock.
Doo-doo-doo.
So ABC actually doesn't have a streaming, does
Well,
it?
so I Googled it because I was like, hey, let's watch this. And then I couldn't figure out how to watch it. So it was on Hulu if you had the package with live TV, but I don't have live TV.
Oh,
so
and then
Hulu.
AT&T is... Oh, AT&T. All these fucking 3-letter
I know, right?
things. ABC is supposed to be like free, right? Like if you have a antenna, you can...
Who has an antenna?
Who has a fucking antenna, not me.
Where are you getting an antenna from?
Walmart.
I do like Walmart.
So I couldn't watch it either, so I only got updates, whatever was posted on social media.
Yeah, same.
Of course, immediately John Cena's naked ass was all over social media.
That was funny. He is really funny. I have to say that I was surprised.
I want to say that took some balls, but then I feel like that's not appropriate to say, but then also...
No, it's good. It's good.
Exactly.
It's good. That's exactly appropriate. I was surprised that he was such a good actor, right? Because sometimes some of these wrestlers, you're like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like
him and The Rock, they're
really, really good. He's funny, and he did a superhero show, Peacemaker.
Yeah, I haven't watched
really
that
funny.
yet. Is that on anything?
I think I watched it on HBO, I want to say. One of the girls from Orange is the New Black is on there.
I used to have HBO with AT&T. I don't know if they offer that still, though.
I got rid of HBO until House of the Dragon comes back.
I never watched that either.
That's like Game of Thrones spinoff.
Never watched that.
Well, you're missing out.
I'm definitely missing out on a lot.
Yeah.
All
right, John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena. So I kept reading the comments on like the John Cena shit, and everyone was like, "Why is there an envelope floating across the stage?" Like so many. It's so fucking stupid, but it's so funny.
That is so
like, he
funny.
will never live that down ever. Like, anytime there's a picture posted of John Cena, if you look at the comments, they'll be like, why is so-and-so standing alone?
Right, it's always like acting like he's invisible.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that's from. Is that from his wrestling thing?
It's his wrestling days, and he would go, you can't see me.
See, I never watched him as a wrestler. I know that he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched wrestling since
his little, like,
1995.
catchphrase was, you can't see me.
So that's hilarious.
So now, like, no one can see him. He'll never live that down.
He was in the end of the second Dad movie with like Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, where he's like the stepdad, and then at the end John Cena's the other stepdad, and it's fucking hilarious. And I think they have like a big fight.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that either. Fuck, I should catch up on some shows and movies, huh?
I don't remember what it's called, but it's like Will Ferrell is the stepdad to Mark Wahlberg's kid, and Mark Wahlberg is like this super cool guy, and like Will Ferrell is like this nerd that works in like a jazz station, and then at the end of the movie they become best friends, and then in the second movie Mark Wahlberg has a new significant other who has a child, so now he's the stepdad. And then it turns out that John Cena is the biological father of the child that he's the stepfather of. And so, like, he's, like, the cool guy to Will Ferrell, but, like, John Cena's obviously way cooler than Mark Wahlberg.
Right.
And he's all wearing, like, I don't know, Ed Hardy shit, you know what I mean?
Ed Hardy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've never seen... I feel like I've heard of that movie, but I don't think I've ever
I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah.
Stepdad? Can't remember. I don't know. Eric made me watch it one time.
Yeah. What else happened at the Oscars?
Just Ken.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling saying, I'm just Ken.
Did you see the picture? It was like a throwback to...
yeah,
it was so cute.
That was
it was so cute. I really liked his pink tux.
Yeah,
he looked really good. He looked really good. I would wear that.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah.
People were like, you don't remember he was on Mickey Mouse Club? Of course he can perform.
Oh, I saw them like doing like a Jodeci song.
What is it?
It was like a Jodeci song.
Jodeci?
Jodeci was an R&B singer in the 90s.
I don't remember him.
What? With the Kangol?
The what?
He wore like a Kangol hat. Remember the Kangol hats? They're fuzzy bucket hats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With
and
the
was,
kangaroo.
Like,
it had the
yeah,
kangaroo was
yeah.
yeah.
Kangol. Kangol. He had a Kangol. And he was like moonwalking.
I don't remember
In like a
him.
music video. Yeah, Jodeci was a big R&B singer in the 90s. Usher says, in Let Me Freak You Like Jodeci. Remember? It's in the song. It's a... Hey, Kim.
Oh, you lost me there.
Yeah, well. Anyway, Jodeci was a big...
My brain is not working a lot these days.
long days.
Alright. I'm just Ken. Naked John Cena. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. won his first ever Oscars.
Which is wild.
Like,
Which is
how
so
does
crazy.
Iron Man? Do they not give Oscars out to superheroes?
I don't know. Some of the movies are just not. I think that those movies are...
They're not Oscar worthy?
No.
What
I
else
put
has
it in the
he been
nicest
in?
way.
I feel like he's been around forever.
Okay, so what about Walk Like a Man? Remember? That was like one of our no, that was like the song that they sung in the movie. It was called
Walk Like a Man.
Yeah, that was the song, but it was a song
like
and it was a movie and he was like a baby. And when he was born, there was a bus accident and these 4 people died. And then they were like his imaginary friends, but they were really and then this is from like the 90s. We used to always watch it. What was it called? Oh my god, it was like my aunt's favorite movie. We used to watch it every time we stayed the night at my aunt's house. And it was like these 4 people. So then he grows up and he's like in his 20s. And there's these 4 people and they come back and they're like his ghost friends. And he has to help them with their unfinished business. Heart and Soul. Heart and Souls. He should have gotten an Oscar for that. And that was from the 90s. Maybe the 80s.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like he's been around for so fucking long.
Right.
I guess he's just never done...
Yet? And you know what? Maybe like the last Avenger movie where he died, he could have gotten an Oscar for that one for sure. But like Iron Man, but some of like these Avenger movies, yes, he could have gotten an Oscar for them. Honestly, even Civil War. What was the last game? Endgame, when he died.
Yeah.
He could have gotten an Oscar for that.
Yeah. They were saying how he, what did I see? Like a post about how he was in jail. Like, what, didn't he get in a lot of trouble with like
yeah,
drugs
he was like
in
a
jail
real bad
and,
drug
like,
addict in the 90s. After the
Yeah.
movie Heart and Soul that I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then there was
Well, around that
it was a
time.
whole article about how he like turned his life around and now won an Oscar. So that's pretty cool.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
What else?
What happened with Emma Stone running around? I keep seeing the memes.
when
she was like
ran?
talking to her friends and then like
just
realized
ran
that she was
that
winning.
someone, yeah, like I think the movie she was in might have won.
That's cute.
And she like ran, but she was in that little tight dress and she like wobbled like a penguin. I love Emma Stone.
She's so fun.
She's always seems very genuine and sweet.
Yeah, she seems like she's a normal person.
Yeah.
Right? I like that.
Yeah. I didn't know she had a kid. Oh, and then Vanessa Hudgens
Yeah.
walked the red carpet pregnant. No, like fucking full on pregnant. No one even knew she was pregnant.
That's cute though. That's fun.
Yeah.
I think I saw someone say that she hard launched her baby.
Yeah,
bump.
for real. She did. I mean, she was like probably ready to pop any day now. So then I had to Google who her husband was because I didn't even know that she was like married or in like at first I was like, wait, did we know Vanessa Hudgens was pregnant? Like, am I just missing that?
What is she from? Why do we know her?
High School Musical.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Yeah. And what else did she do? I don't know. That's where she like, and then she was wasn't she dating Austin Butler for a while, the guy that played Elvis?
I don't know who he is either.
Yeah. These are like young.
That's why I don't know.
I know. I only know some of it from like celebrity gossip when I'm like, oh, I don't know who this is. Let me look it up.
Google it, right?
Yeah. But the guy she's dating or married to, she's married, is a baseball player. So he's not even.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
who
I
that is
didn't
either.
know. I don't.
I would surprise. Don't you know baseball stuff?
Not really.
No.
No.
Just the Savana Bananas.
I love the Savana Bananas.
I know you like them, but that's
Yeah.
more like Globetrotters baseball, right?
They just freaking sold out an MLB stadium. MLB teams can't even sell out MLB stadiums.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and they just played their first MLB stadium in Houston, and they sold it out.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
They were all over the Savannah airport. There was like they had like a whole thing of them, right? There's like a whole.
They're so much fun.
I would like to do that. I would like to go to that next time.
Oh wait,
let me know.
I can get you tickets to that in October. For real, it's in Miami at the Marlins Stadium, and my friend has tickets.
Yeah, I think I'd like to do that. I think Paris would like that.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Okay, you 3?
I don't know, maybe 2.
Okay.
I don't know.
Either way, she can get you. We have like a what do you call it? A group package. So like Savana Bananas gave us so many tickets to sell.
Oh,
But
cool.
like we don't have to like sell them all. We don't have to pay for them. Just like this is how many you have. If you can sell them by June, sell what you can, and then the rest goes into like the lottery. So we have like
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, because we're like huge fans.
Yeah, let me know.
And we were like had to get them. Like there was no, and it's my friend's birthday weekend, and she's like major. She's actually a party animal fan, which is the team that they play. But anyways,
There's a whole.
it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, and if you don't know, the Savana Bananas are like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
That's
Like,
pretty exciting.
I mean, that's the best way to explain them,
Yeah,
because
that's the only thing I
they
gotta do.
play baseball, but there's a legit game that goes on, but there's banana ball rules. It's not the same rules as regular baseball. Like if they hit a home run or a ball out into the stands and a fan catches the ball, you're out. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then like if someone gets hit, like if they get hit by a pitch, the whole team runs out and picks up the player and like carries them to first base.
Oh, that's funny.
And they do like dances, and I don't know. It's a good time. It's a legit show and a baseball game, and there's 2-hour limit. Like they don't play longer than 2 hours.
That's a problem with baseball.
Yeah, there's a guy that comes out on like stilts.
I saw like
To
a
bat,
video of them
and then-
recently, and like the pitcher was like singing a song.
Yeah, they sing and dance, and it's fun. It's entertaining.
I'm interested. Definitely me and the kid. I don't know about the other guy.
Yeah, that's fine. We can. I mean, they're like set price. They're not very expensive.
I just don't know that he would go.
It's
Or
fun.
if I want to bring him.
Yeah, it's a good time. Okay, well that's squirreled.
Yeah.
How do we get to Savana Bananas? Oh, Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah,
is
Vanessa Hudgens.
married to a baseball player.
Right.
But I don't know baseball. Only Savana Bananas.
Which sounds fair.
And yeah, I was gonna say, but I couldn't even think of that. Kate Moss dated a baseball player who played for the Mets. Is it Kate Moss?
Jennifer Lopez did. Do you want to talk about Jennifer Lopez?
Aaron Rodgers. He was
Derek Jeter.
Derek Cheetah. Aaron Rodgers is what
The football player. He's a
That we
football
just
player
saw
slash
on
vice
something.
presidential candidate,
Yeah,
Kimberly.
that.
The Kennedy's gonna ask Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers and Shailene Woodley, and then Aaron Rodgers.
I used to watch Secret Life of the American Teenager, so I know who she is.
That was so
I
good.
know
It
who
was
she
so
is.
fucking stupid. It actually
was
wasn't
so
that good of
fucking
a show,
stupid.
but I watched it.
It was
too.
a terrible show.
It was a terrible show.
But I was very invested.
Me too. I was so invested.
Especially for like a 30-year-old.
So invested in that fucking
I had like
show.
teenage cousins
It
at the
was so
time, and like
terrible.
they barely cared. And I was like, "Did you guys watch Secret Life of the American Teenager?" And they're like, "Aren't you like 30? Why are you watching this?" I was like, "This shit
Really,
is
why
good."
were we watching it? But it was so stupid. It was so
So, Adriana, right? That was Ricky's girlfriend.
good. Yeah.
She was Hillary Duff's best friend on How I Met Your Father, which got canceled after a couple seasons.
I didn't know
Shockingly, it wasn't great. It was. I liked it because I liked How I Met Your Mother, and I liked that Adrian was there. Was that her name? Adrian.
I don't
know her real name, but
You're
her name
doing
was Adrian
way
on the
better
show.
than me. I don't remember the name of the show.
Adrian, I think, was her name on the show, and she was she was fun, and Hillary Duff was fun, but they had like Kim Cattrall was like doing the Ted part in the beginning, and it was just weird because like I don't know. In the beginning of How I Met Your Mother, like he would be talking to the kids, and then he would go into his story, and it would be like an adult story, and like if you thought about it, you would be like, "That's weird. Why are you telling your 12-year-old that?" But if you didn't think too far into it, he never said anything directly to the kids that was like gross or weird. Whereas like
Right.
she's like when it's the Kim Cattrall, the kid is like in college, so she's like straight up telling him, "You're gonna listen to mommy's sex life," and it's like that gets
That's fucking weird.
yeah. So I think that's why it got canceled. In my opinion, the beginning was like I like Kim Cattrall in general, but like the beginning of the How I Met Your Father episodes was a little too.
Sometimes,
much.
yeah. And spin-offs are hard to do, right? Like, why are you... Was
Right.
it even a spin-off?
It was.
I mean, I'm assuming, because it's the
so-
same fucking name.
Yeah, it was like the boys in the show lived in the same apartment that like Ted and Marshall lived in, but like they owned a bar, but it wasn't the same bar that was downstairs, which is like kind of weird because the bar was below the
Yeah.
apartment. It's weird that you included the apartment but not the bar. So it kind of was, and like there was like an episode where like Robin was in it, and like I thought they were gonna like bring everybody back. So I really liked How I Met Your Mother, so that's the only reason that I even watched it.
Right.
And then I was excited that the girl from Secret Life of the American Teenager was there. So
if you've never watched that show, you don't.
Don't. Molly Ringwald's the mom. So that was fun.
It was so stupid.
It was really stupid.
Anyway, Shailene Woodley was in that, and she dated Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is not
a baseball player.
Did not date Jennifer Lopez.
No.
That was Derek Jeter.
Yeah, pretty sure.
And Jennifer Lopez. Oh, so that
documentary you're gonna watch, but I didn't watch.
I did watch it. What was it on Hulu?
Was it Amazon?
No, Amazon.
Netflix.
It was on Amazon.
Amazon.
So I watched it, and remember how when we were like, why is there like a million things that she's like when you looked it up, and we were trying to figure out what the documentary was called, and it, like, all these other things came up too, and we were so confused on like what the fuck was going on. So the documentary explains what the fuck was going on. So she came out with this she's coming out with an album, or came out with an album. Is it out yet? I don't know. I didn't look that up. And so for the album, it's called The Greatest Love Story Never Told, and that is apparently Ben gave her when they got back together. He had saved like all their like handwritten letters, cards, everything, and like gave it to her like in a box or a photo album or something. So their relationship and like what she went through in the last like 10 years of like not being with him and or whatever was probably
longer
20,
than that.
Right?
Yeah, it had to have been 20 years because we were in high school last time they were dating.
Yeah, was the like Greatest Love Story Never Told was like her album is based off of like what she went through and like these cards or whatever, or the inspiration behind it.
That's so cute.
So she decided to make a movie based off of the album, and then the documentary is about which is what I watched, is about the making of the movie
based off the album,
based off the album,
based off the letters,
based off the letters.
How do you feel if you're Jennifer Garner,
right? Or Mark Anthony,
right? I mean, but Mark Anthony, I feel like that relationship was shorter. Like, Ben and Jennifer Garner were together for a long time. And, like, you're saying that Ben is the one that held on to all this stuff.
Oh, I didn't even think
you know
that.
what I mean?
Where was all that shit?
Right.
Hidden?
Could you imagine?
No. And then I'd be like, oh my God, did he just date me because I had the same name as her?
Oh my God! Gross.
Because he was like, oh, I'm just going to find another Jennifer then if I say her name.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I'm so in love with her, I'm never going to get over her, so I'm just going to find the same name so I can't fuck it up.
So fucked up. So, but Jennifer Lopez is so happy and in love, and the making of the movie was, she apparently is so invested and believes in the making of this movie so much that her funding like dropped out and she's paying for it all by herself.
Well, Miley Cyrus in it.
Yeah, but I mean, oh yeah, she did
that tour.
That tour by herself.
That crazy ass tour she paid for herself. She made no money on that.
Yeah, that's so stupid. The fact that can even happen like in the music industry is insane.
That they can tell you no, or that you can pay for it yourself.
Both, right? Like if they're making so much money off of you, like they already own so much of you, and now you have to spend your own money, but they want you to go on tour.
Right.
I don't know.
You don't get to make your own decisions.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
that's why Taylor's doing remaking her own shit.
I know, but fucking yeah, she is.
She's remaking her own shit, so now she owns it.
Her own shit so that she owns it, but she signed with Universal Music Group, which is the CEO of Universal Music Group is fucking named in the Diddy lawsuit. Shit's about to go like crazy with that lawsuit and the music industry.
I'm very interested.
It's
very interested.
Wild.
Clive has been a scary motherfucker since the beginning of Motown.
Yeah. And
since
he's
the
like,
beginning of
he's
Motown.
he's the one that
he's the puppet master for everything.
For all of it.
Everything.
And like 24-year-old Diddy.
He gave Diddy the startup money.
Bad Boy Records. How?
Clive gave him the money.
Right.
Clive has been a scary puppet master since before Diddy was born.
Yeah.
Since before we were born.
Just...
I think that we see the real Diddy in the movie Take Him to the Greek. I think he's playing a character version of his real self. He's a scary ass person in that movie.
Again, another movie. I don't even know if I've even heard of this movie.
Okay, so Get Him to the Greek. Okay, this is a really good movie. It's one of my favorite movies, and I found like a big movie person being around you and your fucking non-remembering ass. But in real life, I don't watch a lot of movies, and Eric's always like watching these movies. And this is one that I made him buy because I will get him to the Greek a million times. So what happens is Russell Brand.
Yes.
Okay, so in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yes.
Russell Brand is like this crazy singer, right?
Yes.
So in Get Him to the Greek, it's that he's that same character, but he's like washed up and like Robert Downey Jr. drug wise, like Robert Downey Jr. in his prime, he's drugged up, right? So Diddy is like the executive of this like record company, and they need to like make some more money. So Jonah Hill is like, we should get Alba Snow is his name in the movie. Is Russell Brand's name. We should get him to put on like his greatest hits, he's gonna put on like this crazy concert for us. And then Diddy's like, that's a good idea, but like you gotta make sure that he shows up sober. So then like Jonah Hill has to go and get him, and then they have like all these hijinks, and they're like doing the Jeffrey, which is like every drug rolled into one, and like petting the furry wall, and it's really fucking crazy. And like Diddy is like a monster maniac, like exec at this point, and he like injects himself with drugs and like chases them down the street in a car.
God.
And Diddy's like catching up with them, and like basically Diddy is a soulless person in this movie, and like all he cares about is his bottom line and his money, and he like lets this guy destroy himself because then he'll do a better concert that way, you know. Like it just he's like, it's like lighthearted and funny, but like he's a real shit person in this movie. And I feel like it was just a character for, like, after like seeing all this, I feel like that character was him making fun of who he really is. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. Like it's a hilarious ass movie. Hilarious movie. Super good movie. Get Him to the Greek. It's fucking fantastic. But Diddy is, it's Diddy's, he plays a soulless music exec in the movie, and it's like, what is that?
Right, me. Probably real life.
That's probably who you are, right? In the movie, it's funny. In real life, it wouldn't be funny.
So I don't know about old Universal Music Group and what they have exactly he has to do with it, but he's named as, like, in the lawsuit, he's named as a witness to some of the shit that, you know, was there to witness some of the shit that went down. That is named, like, that is mentioned in the lawsuit.
I bet everybody is.
So many people. A lot of it's redacted, but he's actually named in it, so he's not, his name's not redacted, but I don't know. It's gonna be crazy if it ever sees the light of day. Who knows?
Right, we might not see any of this ever.
Yeah.
They're gonna just pay that under the table.
Right, like the last girl.
Right, which is how they keep getting away with this.
This is a guy, I believe, and I don't honestly, I don't remember who he is and what.
And you know, I saw the name and it sounded familiar, but I couldn't remember either.
Begin with, yeah, but I know the girl just not long ago they paid her off.
That was Cassie though, wasn't it?
Under the table, yeah. Or whatever, not under the table.
People were saying, like, when they were dating, they were like, he's definitely controlling her. She's way too normal to be involved in this. She's too young for it to have made sense.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. That's the fucked up part, is that all this stuff gets swept under the rug and paid, so then you don't know, so then the next person goes into it. You know what I mean? It's like, you gotta just be like a Rose McGowan about it. You know what I mean? Like, she was like yelling about Hollywood for 20 years and they blackballed her.
I mean, they've all been doing it. Corey, the guy, been yelling out about it forever. I mean, it's constantly, that's probably why Hollywood or like these execs and stuff are probably, trying to get TikTok banned. That's why that keeps coming up. I mean, this might be controversial or whatever, but I fully believe that they're trying to ban TikTok because of how much information and truth gets out on there.
Absolutely agree.
Because
can we show a TikTok on here? Probably not, right? We can link it. This guy went on like this rant, and I liked it and agreed, and he was like saying exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for TikTok, I wouldn't fucking know about the Diddy lawsuit or the information that's in it. It's that people are going on there and they're breaking it down, and, you know, with the freaking lawsuit behind them, so you can actually read what they're, you read what they're reading, so you know they're not fabricating whatever they're talking about, or just anything, like all the...
I think that the news that you get on TikTok at this point is going to be more real than the news that you're getting from ABC, honestly.
Right. Honestly. And that's what they're all afraid of.
And I agree. Did you watch any of those, like, TikTok court proceedings? When this man was like, I'm from Seoul, and they were like, you're Chinese. Aren't you Chinese? And he was like, no.
Oh, where the guy had to go. Yeah, I did see that.
And then they were, and so they asked him, are you from China? Are you Chinese? What's your this? What's your that? And he's like, no, I'm from Seoul. I'm a Seoul citizen. I'm a Seoul this and that. And then they're like, what's your affiliation with the Chinese Communist Party?
Yeah.
Did you leave him? Are y'all not listening, or are you stupid?
What are you? Didn't they ask him something like, is TikTok taking my Wi-Fi? Or some dumb
like
question.
They were just asking him like the
that
dumbest
made no
shit.
sense. Yeah.
I'm gonna change my glasses. It's getting dark.
Oh, yeah, no. This whole time change. I mean, it's 7 o'clock. It's still light out. We haven't even had to use it.
It's killing me.
I know. Thankfully, my kids are, not little anymore, but I remember the time change when they were little was the worst. Like, does Ferris do that when he was like, it's bedtime, but it's not bedtime because it's still fucking light out?
Oh,
they cannot grasp
something
why.
crazy happened and he woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
Oh, shit. Why? Just because?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was the day that the time changed. So it would
but
have
like,
been, going forward, it still would have been 4.
Right, what are you doing?
What
the fuck are you doing?
And he wanted to party?
Yes! Partied all day.
Yeah. God.
And then by 4 o'clock was starting to yawn and I was like, no fucking way.
No.
No fucking way.
Not
you
doing
missed
that.
your chance.
Right.
If you wanted to nap, it should have been at 8 a.m.
Right.
You're done now. Too fucking late now, kid.
Right.
You're
Does
up.
he do that now though? Like at night when
well, because he fucked himself up.
Oh, so he hasn't really like.
No. And then also like we keep it kind of dark. And like I don't subscribe to the little kids need to go to bed at 7 p.m. thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I always see people like online complaining and they're like, children things should be open at 6 o'clock in the morning because they get up at 5 and by the time things open at 10 we're had 3 days. Why do you put your kid to bed at 6 o'clock? That's your own choice.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I get like if you have to work or you have daycare, but like there are people who are stay-at-home parents that choose to put their kid to bed at 6 p.m. That's on you if they get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I guess it's like that thought process of having that time to yourself before you want to go to bed.
Yeah, but I can just stay up till midnight.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Right.
You go to bed at 9, I go to bed at midnight.
Right.
And now no one's up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Unless it's a fucking fluke.
And
unless it's daylight savings time, then, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, like you're the adult, you're in charge. Go to bed when you want to go to bed, and then you can get up when you want to get up, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Like if you have a job and you have to go to like daycare, or whatever. But I see a lot of like stay-at-home parents that are mad their kids get up so early. They don't need to go to bed that early. You don't have to do that.
Sometimes though, you put them to bed late and they still fucking get up early.
Yeah, no, that happens every time.
Yeah.
If he goes to bed, like if something crazy happens and he's up until midnight for some godforsaken reason, you better believe he's gonna be up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Better believe it. Why? I don't fucking know.
No rhyme or reason. I don't know.
Everything.
When they become teenagers, they just fucking sleep all day, and then you're in there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon telling them to get the fuck up because they're wasting their day.
And you're like, I don't care, bitch. I had a night.
Yeah, right, but they've been up since or they were up until like fucking 4 o'clock in the morning.
Like we didn't play that game. We
I
used to just sing along to like the closed caption on like music videos back when MTV was music videos and not just Rob Dyrdek.
Yeah.
Now it's just ridiculousness.
He does. He like owns MTV.
He owns MTV. I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty sure he bought it from Clive Davis. Yeah, Rob Dyrdek definitely owns MTV.
I mean, if he's not, he's got them under his belt. What's he doing? No.
Just ridiculousness.
I know. Fucking Chanel.
Right.
Oh my God.
I hate her.
I mean, can you imagine like
living with her?
Just being her. Like she was literally the receptionist at his freaking skate park, and now she just sits on a couch and laughs at videos and is on MTV
sweet.
all day long.
If I was her, I'd be
And
laughing
she's not
annoyingly
even
all the way to the
like
bank.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder like what she gets paid to do that. Because you never ever hear about her either. She's never in controversy. She's been on TV.
Well, she had a rap career that was a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but like you don't really see her anywhere or like.
No, she don't have to.
Right.
She can just hang out and make her money.
She sits on her couch and laughs at Rob Dyrdek.
That's a pretty sweet life.
I know.
I'm a little jealous of Chanel West Coast.
I mean, her laugh is annoying, but she gets paid a lot. I hope she gets paid a lot of money and sit there and laugh
And like the cousins didn't even make it to that show.
Right.
And they were in the Skate Factory.
Yeah, just Chanel West Coast.
Chanel and Sterling. I feel like he worked at the Skate Factory too.
Did he work there? I don't know. I only know him.
There.
He sits on his couch with his computer.
He's the one that pulls up the videos.
Yeah.
Right.
She doesn't even have to do that.
No,
she just laughs.
She just. I mean, like sometimes like the people that are there make fun of her, but like for that amount of money, you guys can pick on me for a little bit.
Yeah, but she's used. I mean, they've always like.
Right. Like they pick on her a little bit, but that's it.
Yeah. But I think it's with good
It
art.
is.
It's not
it is.
like
No, they're not like being.
No.
I mean, like sometimes, like some of the guests, I've heard like some guests say like things to her that like I didn't care for.
Yeah, that's fine.
But again, if you're getting paid like that, what do you care?
Right.
Let them have their 5 minutes.
Right.
I feel like Floyd Mayweather like said something rude to her once, and then she
Yeah.
was like, "Well, you can't read." Maybe she didn't say that. Maybe I just thought that. But
Who knows?
she might
How
have.
about, speaking of boxers, how about Mike Tyson and
Oh, the little
Jake-
YouTube boy.
the fucking Jake Paul? Oh my god! I hope that really happens and Mike Tyson wins.
Mike Tyson would obviously win.
I mean,
I don't know anything about this kid except for he's annoying.
yeah, like I don't know anything about him now, but I know like when he was like on YouTube and Caden would watch him back when like Caden was younger. Those two brothers annoyed the fuck out of me. Like I don't know.
That's all I've heard from the internet.
And
is
now all
these
of a
guys
sudden
are
he's
annoying.
like a boxer, and so he wants to box all these people, and I'm like, I really hope this isn't like just some publicity shit that doesn't end up actually happening.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
I remember when he bit Holyfield's ear. I was watching it on pay-per-view.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with my dad. We were watching it on pay-per-view. It was a really good time.
I don't remember that, but that's I guess he'll never live that.
No.
I mean, I knew it had happened, but I was not.
Oh, I was watching it. We had a pay-per-view because you had to back then. It wasn't like a thing. Like
yeah,
it-
this fight's gonna be on fucking Netflix. Like I said, everything's on streaming service except the fucking Oscars.
We wanted to watch I'm Just Ken.
I know.
Now I gotta watch it on my fucking phone.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
And bits and pieces on Instagram. I
Yeah.
think I found the whole thing on YouTube. I don't remember.
Probably. I didn't go that far though. I know how to get on YouTube. But yeah. So
yeah,
that's
I hope
gonna be
Mike
on
Tyson
Netflix,
beats his
and
kid
Mike
up.
Tyson's gonna bite his ear. Wouldn't that be funny?
That
Would
would-
not be funny. A little bit, but we don't.
We don't want to. We're not condoning violence.
We're not
over
condoning
here.
violence.
We're not condoning violence over here. We're just saying that kid's annoying, and if his ear gets bit, we might laugh. That's it. That's
We're just
all.
saying he's done it before. He might do it again.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. He just got a little cannibal in him, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I heard ears good, just cartilage. Right? People eat shark fin.
They do.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
SeaWorld, that's a big deal. That's like the number one cause. These motherfuckers, they cut shark's fin off and then just throw them back in the ocean to die.
What does that taste like though?
I don't know. Ear, it's cartilage. Same thing.
What is your? I don't feel like that would
I don't
be
know.
very
Ask Mike Tyson.
good. I will.
No,
Oh,
shark fin
I'll just call him up.
500 million sharks a year are murdered for their fins.
That's terrible.
It's a big number.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says 100 million at the beginning of the shark tour, but we did the shark tour for Christmas 2 years ago, and they said that it's actually been updated to 500 million. That sounds like a crazy number. I feel like I made that up, but I feel like it's real. I'm pretty sure that's real.
500 million.
That sounds crazy.
How many
right?
sharks are in the sea?
Probably a trillion.
Actually.
More than 500 fucking million, I guess. And you hear the orcas, and now the orcas are like killing the boats.
sharks too.
Yeah. Oh, they're killing boats.
They killed a shark.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
orca killed a shark.
Yeah. They definitely kill sharks, but they're capsizing fucking boats.
Yeah, they're taking over.
Yeah, they've had enough of you bitches.
Run this bitch.
They have had enough.
Who runs the world?
Orcas.
Orcas.
It's not sharks. The sharks are dead. The sharks have been murdered by orcas and soup makers. Shark fin soup.
Oh,
Terrible thing.
I have heard that.
Yeah. At SeaWorld. Probably.
Maybe. Speaking of theme parks, what do you got going on at Disney?
I want to talk about Disney Springs.
Downtown Disney?
Yes, downtown Disney. Except, I really do mean Disney Springs because in California they do still call it that. So
Oh, really?
We're joking
Okay.
we're old enough to call it downtown Disney. But I do mean Florida. So I went to Jock Lindsay's for the second time, and I feel like not enough people know about it. Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, it's called.
Jocelyn East?
Jock Lindsay's.
Jocelyn Z's.
Jock Lindsay is a character from Indiana Jones.
Didn't know that.
Me neither. I never watched Indiana Jones.
Okay.
I went there the first time, and then I went home and asked Eric, and I said, this seemed like it was a theme. What the fuck is Jock Lindsay?
He's like, yeah, you dumbass.
I was too embarrassed to ask the people that work there, but I know that you know that I don't watch movies. So I guess he's like a pilot. So like everything's kind of like pilot themed. There's like Obi-Wan.
Where in Disney Springs is this?
So like by Gideon, next to the boathouse, right next to the boathouse.
Okay.
So it's a seat yourself, which, you know, in Disney Springs, it can be hard to get like a sit down restaurant,
Right.
a reservation, and like everything's expensive and everything's like these big restaurants. And there's like a couple of quick service places, but there's not a lot. My number one quick service is the Deluxe Burger, though. I really like the Deluxe Burger. They always have a specialty burger. And at Christmas, it was the beef Wellington burger. And like Eric loved it. But
Yeah.
the thing for me was it was like 2 big patties was like the regular burger. And like, I don't know why you can't make an adult burger with one.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like so many places are like, it's like a double burger
Nobody
is
needs
like
all
the
that.
regular. Right. Like, I don't need.
Welcome to America.
Right, like, and then it's like, if you want a single patty, then you got to get a kid's meal, but then, like, the kid's meal doesn't have, like, whatever the special sauce is or whatever. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, the lettuce and tomato. Like, I want my lettuce and tomato and my fucking secret sauce
Right.
on a single patty. Anyway, I'll get over that. Also, I wasn't even going to talk about Deluxe Burger, but while I'm here. So, my kid is obsessed with fries, and he'll just, like, eat fries. So we thought, oh, well, we're going to get 2 large fries, one for us and one for him, because they're like hand cut, real fucking made in house good fries. And it was like £5. So you only need 1 fry. You only need 1 large fry.
Oh my god.
You might need 2 because you have 5 people and there are 3 are teenagers.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't need more than that for all of your people. I ended up putting them in a Ziploc bag, and then I was carrying like
kids
gallons
don't
of
even
fries.
like eat fries. You know what I mean? Like they want fries, but they never eat them all.
Then you could get one. You could get one large order of fries for your family. But anyway, Jock Lindsay's. It's a seat yourself. It's a walk-in. It's very reasonably priced. It's all like small bites and like shareable plates. There are fun themed mocktails as well as cocktails because I don't really drink. So especially when I go up there, I drive. Were you gonna say something?
We have to pause this because I'm fucking peeing my pants.
Okay, we could do that.
I don't know.
So they have like really cool mocktails, and I got like it was basically like a Shirley Temple, but it was called like a snake bite or something, you know, so it just feels fun. But so you seat yourself and you can sit anywhere, and there's this cool little like boat on the side of the restaurant, and you can sit in the boat, and then you're pointed at the boathouse. So at the boathouse, they also have like the amphiba car there, where people like pay money to get into like a car that then drives into the lake.
Oh, really?
And then it's like a little boat around the lake. And so when you sit in the boat at Jock Lindsay's, it's like a little like counter. And you can like sit there with your friends, and I like my aunts and my cousins because whatever, that's my friends.
Yeah.
And you can sit there and you can watch people like you can watch like the amphibious car launch from there. So like it's fun. It's like not a whole show, but it's a little show.
Right.
And like your food, and it's really fun. And then the only other thing that I wanted to touch on about Disney Springs is I feel like a lot of people don't know about the Landry's card. I see so many people online getting upset because they can't get into the TRX Cafe. They can't get reservations.
Right.
So you can go onto Landry's.com and you can get their specialty dining card. And you do have to pay. It's like a rewards card. It's like your Bell's rewards card. And you do pay $25 for it, but then you immediately get a $25 like gift card for the next time you go. And then every time you go, you get points, and then the points equal up to like more gift cards, and then you get money off your bill. But the cool thing is that you don't have to wait near as long, honestly, at all. Like I've gone up to the TRX Cafe and there's been a 3-hour wait. And when you have the card, they always tell you 45 minutes. And so they're like, oh, okay, well, you're a Landry's member. It's going to be 45 minutes for you. I went to park my stroller. So that's how long ago it was. And then they immediately like texted me. And then normally I don't even walk away. They'll be like, oh, it's going to be 45 minutes. And then I turn around and then I get a text. So like it's really, if you want to go to the Rainforest Cafe or the T-Rex Cafe,
it's
I
almost
would get it.
Like, so if you sign up for it and then you get that gift card or whatever, I wonder if you can like immediately use it.
You can.
Oh.
You can use it immediately. So like I signed up before I went. Like I signed up, you know, like the night before.
Yeah.
And then, so I didn't even have my physical card yet. It was just on my phone. Like there's an app on your phone, and then I delete the app because I don't have space, but now I have a physical card. And then one time I didn't realize that I had a $25 gift card in there because I deleted the app. And I guess it's a credit, whatever it's called. And then I also had a $25 gift card for Landry restaurants from Fetch.
Oh.
That app that I use with the receipts. Yeah. So I get like, because I like the T-Rex Cafe, but I also like the Rainforest Cafe at Animal Kingdom because my kid does just want to eat fries. So he'll just eat fries the whole fucking time.
Right.
But at the Rainforest Cafe, they have the same, I swear to God, they're the same fucking frozen Purdue dinosaur nuggets that I buy from Publix.
Oh, because so that's the thing with Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex Cafe. They're an experience, but the food is shit.
Have you been to the T-Rex Cafe?
Yeah. I've never been impressed by their food.
Okay, so fucking mushroom ravioli is fantastic at the T-Rex Cafe. Because my dad said this too. Everybody's always like, the food's terrible.
Yeah,
and at Rainforest Cafe,
is.
it's not.
It's like TGI Fridays food with a dinosaur yelling at you.
Yeah. I don't understand the problem.
It costs me $50 a fucking meal.
It's a good $50 meal. There's a dinosaur there.
With a dinosaur yelling at you. Yeah, I mean, you're fully paying for that dinosaur, not for the food quality.
Try the mushroom ravioli though at TRX Cafe. At Rainforest Cafe, I don't really have anything to say about that.
Isn't Landry's like Olive Garden and shit too? Aren't they all the same?
I think that's
is that
Arden.
Arden?
Yeah. But like there are some things. So someone on Instagram told me that the Yak and Yeti in Animal Kingdom also counts as Landry's, and I haven't been because it's expensive, but I've heard good things. And then there's like a Chart House in Melbourne. That's supposed to be like a nice restaurant. There's like some nice restaurants in like Palm Beach too that are connected. And then there's like the Landry's like steakhouse or whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I think Gary went to the steakhouse in Vegas.
Yeah.
But he brought like my vegetarian brother-in-law, my sister who only eats chicken, and then he was mad that he spent $1,000 and nobody ate anything good.
Makes total sense.
Why would you bring them there?
It's a perfect place to bring them.
Why would you bring them there? and then be like, nobody got a steak. You knew they weren't going to get a steak.
Yeah.
I think maybe my sister did. Maybe he had like the other one with him and she didn't. I don't remember. I wasn't there. I wasn't invited. So.
It's fine.
Yeah. I don't want to go. But in general, like, it'll get you in the door. Even if, you know, you're like Kim and you don't enjoy the delicious food at the Rainforest Cafe. That's definitely frozen from Walmart.
I mean, you're the one that literally just said that it was the same Purdy chicken nuggets that you get your kid from
But they're
Walmart,
good.
But you spent $30 on that kid's meal.
Like $9.
So that
and I had a $25 gift card.
Yeah, I mean then it's
yeah. So the one time though, but I had the gift card in my phone from Fetch, and I didn't know that there was one in my card.
Oh,
and so the kids meal on the salad isn't $50. I got like a Caesar salad and like with shrimp in it, and that was good.
Yeah.
And it wasn't $50 though.
So you couldn't use both of them?
No, they did, and then I just they were like, oh, there's $6 left or something like that. But I was like, how do I get it? And I don't know. I haven't been able to figure that out. I think I just got lost money. But whatever, because then I went to the Rainforest Cafe fully intending to pay for some money, and I got a meal for free. So, and yeah, it is the same chicken nuggets that I can buy at Publix, but like also if I'm going to be there for a couple days and he's just going to eat fries, whatever, I'll give you the $10 for the fucking shitty nuggets.
Right. No, I know.
But it's a good deal. If you're going to go, it's worth it just for the wait. Just for the fucking wait, honestly. Yeah. Especially like in Disney Springs, like, and that's why I wanted to talk about Jock Lindsay's, because I feel like if you go to Disney Springs on like a Friday or Saturday and like you're not knowledgeable of the situation, you're going to end up waiting 3 hours to pay $100 a plate for something that's not that good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I know that you're right. Like, the Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex isn't the best quality, but like it gets worse and more expensive.
Right.
It gets worse and more expensive. But I like the deluxe burger for Quick Bite. Quick Service is the word I was looking for. Quick Service is good. The deluxe burger. Deluxe. It's just a D. And an Luxe. And Jock Lindsay's is fun. And get a Landry's card if you want to go to one of them. And I'm going to check out the Yak and Yeti eventually, and I'll let you know how I feel about that. I think that it's in, like, the Asian part of Animal Kingdom, and my cousin went before, and she said that it was really, really good, but it was pricey. It was, like, I think her and, like, her ex, like, had, like, a nice meal there.
I just have a hard time spending that much money on, like, food. Like, I cannot go to, like, the expensive-ass restaurants because I don't want to spend $50 a meal on something I'm gonna shit out later.
Fair enough. And you know what? I agree with you to a point, but at the same time, fast food has gotten so expensive. It's all
fast food's so fucking expensive.
Oh, I went to your chicken place though.
Cane's?
Yeah, because it was my cousin's birthday, and so.
But it's fucking expensive.
Okay, but but I like the menu.
That is just legit chicken.
There's no menu. Yeah, it's just. So Eric was like, Eric's not like a big chicken guy, and like he's definitely not gonna eat chicken tenders, right?
Oh, that's all they fucking have.
So he got a sandwich.
It's fucking chicken tenders. Yeah, even their fucking chicken sandwich is chicken tenders on a bun.
Just chicken
it's
tenders.
Literally just chicken tenders.
Just chicken tenders, and then he was like, "What size meals do you got?" So we got there, and he was like gonna go up to order. And he's like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I don't think there's choices."
There's not choices. You want 3 chicken tenders, 5 chicken tenders, 6 chicken tenders?
And then I realized I should have just got the fucking kids meal. Because I didn't need 3. They were pretty big. I could have got the kids meal.
Yeah. I get 6 and, like, share it. Like, instead of doing, like, 3, like, we just get, like, 2 6
And then everybody just has
and
a
then
couple
everyone
tenders.
just shares
That makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. We did. I got a 3. My cousin got a 3. We just got a basket of fries for the kid. And then Eric got the sandwich.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "What size do you want?" And I was like, "I don't think there's sizes."
No.
And then,
I mean, I guess you could get a size. No.
No,
The
no.
drinks. You can get a drink size. But
oh, I don't know. He
yeah,
just got
but the
everything.
big ones, like the 6-piece, comes with a large drink, and then the other ones come with medium drinks. So I'm sure you could change that, but yeah, it's literally chicken tenders and fries
I feel
and
though,
garlic bread.
I liked the bread.
Yeah,
I really liked the bread. It was kind of like
Yeah.
butter crisp. I liked it. I liked everything. I thought it was all good.
you can customize if you get one of the meals that has fries, coleslaw, and bread. You can swap out, like if you don't eat coleslaw, you can get more fries, or you can get another piece of bread.
Oh, that sounds like a
So
deal.
that's
Because I
the-
don't like coleslaw, so I would want more.
Yeah,
of
that's
something
what we
else.
do. So that's the only thing to like customize there. Literally, it's chicken tenders and fries.
And even my cousin was like, so she had been to like 1 years ago somewhere else. She hadn't been to this one yet, and she had been wanting to go, and it was her birthday. So we were like, okay, cool, we'll do whatever you want. And but that was the day that Ferris got up at 5 a.m.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like Eric had been kind of like suggesting like a real restaurant, and I was like, I don't think we can handle that. I
Right.
think that it needs to be like something like fast food. It needs
Right.
to be like we're not taking him into anywhere for real. And so
Shoot, we're dark.
she was like, oh yeah, and then they she was
work
saying
this
that
car.
the good thing was the sauce, and then it was like I thought that there would be like oh there you go. I thought there'd be like sauce choices. No,
No,
it was good.
it's one sauce.
But there's no choices.
There's
There's
no
no
choice.
choices
No.
there. But I feel like that is such a good restaurant model because you know that you can make everything good. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you don't have to focus on 15 different things. It's just one. Just make one thing good. And I think that that's fun for people that like chicken and want to go there. I was just going to say it's annoying at Legoland because at Legoland it's like that. There's like 5 different restaurants, but they all only sell one thing.
Right.
So if you have a party of 5 people and this person wants chicken and that person wants burgers, oh no, I
You
think
have
at
to
the
go
water park we
everywhere.
got both.
I don't remember.
At the water park we got chicken tenders and burgers. But like in the park there's like a burger restaurant and a chicken restaurant
Yeah.
and a pizza restaurant and a taco restaurant, and it's like
It's annoying for something like that, but when you're like, oh, if you're going to Cane's, you know.
you're going there
You're
because you're
going
going to
for
eat
chicken.
chicken. Right. So I feel like it's really cool as a restaurant concept when you people do this in the fucking theme parks. It aggravates the shit out of me. Because now it's like, well, I'm going to have to... Because I don't
Go a
want to be the
million
one to be
places.
like... Right, and then I don't want to make people eat what I want, so then I'm just going to be the one settling. So I'm going to,
Yeah.
you know, people pleaser ass.
Yeah,
you know what I
same.
mean? I'm going to be like, oh, it's okay. I'll eat
I'll eat this.
I'll eat that. It's fine. It's
I'm the same way.
fine. Right. But yeah, I liked your canes. I thought it was fun. I liked the sauce. I liked the concept. I like the chicken. I like the fries. Those fries
It's
were fucking good.
The fries are good, yeah.
Sweet tea was good.
Yeah. And it's legit chicken.
Yeah, it was real chicken. I
Yeah.
felt that.
I know lately when I go to restaurants and I order chicken, some places like fucking Chili's or like these chain restaurants, the chicken is like fake.
I feel like I haven't had a good meal at Chili's in years, except for the fucking baked potato soup and that stupid fucking salty ass queso that you like.
I love that queso.
I know, and that's good.
It is good. But the chicken is like a fake chicken breast. I don't know. It doesn't look
It's snow.
real.
I used to get that Cajun chicken pasta, and,
And
it's
it's
not.
got like a, I
don't care
the
for it
texture
anymore.
to it is weird.
You know, but speaking of, I
every
haven't been to a
time I
Fridays in
go-
years.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Are there any left?
There's one in Melbourne.
Oh.
Ken Nossi works there.
Not Captain Jack's. What was the Jack Daniels chicken? That's what Fridays had.
Mhm.
Captain Jack's is
Sorry, I cut you off there. You're talking
Ale
about
House.
Chili's.
No,
And
it's
then I was
fine.
like,
It's just
I forgot about
nasty
Fridays.
ass chicken in all these fucking corporate restaurants.
It is. And you know, when I worked at Fridays, I was talking about this the other day for some reason. If you ever end up working in a restaurant that's corporate, find a franchise. I worked at Fridays, but I only worked for the franchise. And then I ended up in Miami on South Beach. It was a franchise. And then we had friends that came over from the North Miami Beach location, which was corporate. And they were like living this whole other life. And it was like terrible for them. And like we were just having a really fucking fun time. And then I ended up moving up here in the summer, and it's really hard to get a serving job in the summer down here because it's not our season. Nobody's
Right.
here. It's too hot. No
Yeah.
one's here. And the Fridays here ended up having to hire me because I knew the brand standards better than their stupid fucking corporate manager. And Hooters, same thing. I worked for a Hooters franchise down in Miami, in Coconut Grove. It's not even there anymore. And then once in a while, we would like fill in at the corporate location, and it was like completely different rules. And it's like in the franchise, you can like chill and make money and have a good time.
Yeah.
And in corporate, it's like you're tipping out more. You have more rules. You can't.
I've never worked for a corporate restaurant. I've always worked for like private owned. I've never worked for anything.
I've worked for corporate restaurants, but at their franchise locations. I've never worked in a corporate. I've picked up shifts in corporate locations, but I've never, or like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if I want to say people's names, right? So like a friend of ours had came down, two people that we know came down to visit me when I was working in Miami at Hooters. And they're like, oh my God, you're having so much fun. And I was like, yeah, I make so much money. The menu's so fucking easy. This is literally like, working at Hooters is so fucking easy. It's so fucking easy. And you can be really stupid. And so, you know, like in regular restaurants, you like take a menu test, and then if you don't pass it, they'll be like, hey, you should study the menu more. We're not putting you on the floor. At Hooters, it's fine. This girl said, she said to my sister one time, she said, is there any seafood in the clam chowder? This is what another server said to my sister.
Oh my God.
And then one time this girl said, can you get the Philly cheesesteak, but like with beef? And I said, what? In the menu it says Philly cheesesteak or with chicken, but like, can you get it with beef?
What the fuck?
And these are servers. These aren't.
I mean, did someone ask her that?
Yeah.
Granted.
But you work here. You should know the menu and like maybe what's in the ingredients in the menu, right? So I guess my point was that Hooters is really, you can be really stupid and it's okay. It's easy and you don't even have to understand. But like it's hard not to understand, but you don't have to. But anyway, so they came down there and then they both went back to where they were living. One was living in like Jacksonville and one was living in like Palm Beach somewhere, and they got jobs at Hooters, but they got jobs at corporate Hooters and they were not having the same time that I was having.
Yeah. Do you know that there's a restaurant here, which it's restaurant talk, but what made me think of it, but it doesn't have to do with like corporate franchise, but there's a restaurant here that puts an 18% gratuity on every check, which is, you know, some places do that. Restaurant policies are different, right? But they pay, so minimum wage in Florida for a tipped employee is $8.98.
Nice.
It's high as fuck now. Like it used to be.
I used to get $0 checks.
Yeah, I
did not pay attention or
when
give a
I
fuck to my
started
checks.
serving, it was $2.13 an hour.
Yeah, that's what I remember it being.
And other places it is, but in Florida it's $8.98. But this restaurant has 18% gratuity on all of their tabs, and they pay their servers $3 an hour.
Wow.
Like, I don't know if that's legal, but they call it, so on their little thing that like sits on every table that like tells the customer that there's a service charge on it, they call it a commission. Like the wording is really weird. I always thought that that always bothered me that they call it a commission, because a commission would be
on an Excel or something.
Well, to me, commission is paid by the employer.
Right. You're right. You're right. That shouldn't come from the customer.
It shouldn't come from the customer.
No, that I hear it like you're being paid a commission on the sale that you made, right? Which would come from your employer, the person who's selling the product,
right? But instead, it's being passed on to the consumer, and being called a commission. It's all very fucking weird to begin with, and then when I found out that they're paying their servers $3 an hour,
when the rest of y'all are getting almost $9.
And more, you know, sometimes you can be tipped more than 18%. So, like, I don't think it's legal. And I think what they're doing is really shady. And then someone said they're probably, like, not actually employees, but, like, 1099 contractors.
I know people that were making, like, their employees, like, very, like, partial percent shareholders. They didn't have to pay.
Yeah, I think they're probably like
1099s.
1099. There's a word that I'm trying to think
Independent
of.
Contractor.
Independent, yeah. Contractor, and not actually employees.
That's even more fucked up.
How they're getting away with it.
And so, I don't know, have you worked for a place with automatic gratuity before?
No.
Okay, so I have. So, that's what's rubbing me wrong about this whole thing. First of all, this isn't the kind of place that warrants that kind of behavior. So in Miami, like on South, and not everywhere in Miami, but like when I worked on South Beach and like in Coconut Grove, those are big tourist places, like international tourists.
Right.
So international tourists aren't used to tipping. In Europe, that's not a thing. People are paid a regular wage.
Right.
So we have automatic gratuity because we know that half of our clientele, if not more, is from Europe and doesn't know to tip.
Right.
So that's just a CYA to make sure that you're getting paid.
Right.
The amount of people that see that and then say to you, oh, well, if you wouldn't have put this on here, I'd have tipped 20%, blah,
and,
blah,
and
blah.
fucking Chris is one of those people, and it annoys the fuck out of me.
Because you can add $5, it's not a big deal.
And even like this place, there's a thing that says like an additional, you know, on the little handhelds that are everywhere now. It says like additional cool. whatever that you can add to it. So I don't know. I don't like putting, even if I, like, because we're allowed to on like big tops, but sometimes I don't. You know, I would say a majority, unless it's been like a really slow day and I just don't want to chance it.
Yeah.
Then like I have the ability to for like 6 or more, but for the most part, I don't. Even add it to the tables that I can.
And I feel like acting like that towards the server is so rude because, like, they didn't, you know what I mean? Especially in a place where, okay, so like you're saying, like, you have the choice. But, like, in a place like that where it's all automatic, like, and then you tell the server, I'm not going to tip you because of that.
Right.
Like, they didn't choose to put it there. It's automatic. And, like, not on, like, the customer even, but, like, on the establishment. You know that that's going to happen to these people.
Right.
You know. You can't, there's not one person that owns or works in a restaurant that doesn't know that that's how that doesn't know that somebody's going to say that.
Right.
You know that somebody's going to say that, and you haven't worked in a place that does it, but because
they're trying to not pay their employees $9 an hour.
But I just think that it's rude as shit to add that 18%, and then also not pay your employees, knowing that, like, they are now most likely not going to get that 20% on every check because you added the 18.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like you're getting, I don't know what this place is, but it sounds like you're getting screwed both ways if you work there. You're getting screwed by not getting paid the hourly, and you're getting screwed by that automatic 18 because you know somebody's going to be in your face like, I would tip 20 if you didn't add the 18.
Yeah.
But they don't have that choice. It's not up to them.
Right.
I wouldn't want to work there.
No, I wouldn't either. When I was like, this is not right. I don't know. Someone told me they're not the only restaurant around here that does it either. And I just don't know how they're getting away with it. But I guess because they either found a loophole.
I don't feel like we're a big enough place to act like that.
I mean, $9 an hour is kind of high for servers.
And that's fine. And that's cool. Good. That's good, though. Good. But I just don't feel like adding that 18% is warranted in this location. I think that that's something that you do. I mean, I guess we get a lot of Canadians here and they don't all tip. But most of the Canadians that we have here, this isn't a big tourist place. It's gotten busier. All of Florida's gotten busier. But if you're not in, like, downtown Tampa, something, like, really touristy, I feel like you're shooting yourself in the foot by acting like that.
Well, they're not thinking about the server. They're thinking about themselves,
right. But I'm saying, like, as a server, I wouldn't want to work. Like I said, I've done it, but, like, in international tourist places. Right. Like, in Orlando, sure, absolutely.
Right.
Add my 18% because I know these fucking Canadians or Europeans aren't thinking of it. But, like, in small town Florida, you are just pissing people off to piss people off.
Right.
And your servers are going to be the ones affected by it.
Right. Yeah, and it does suck as a server, like, to, you know, wait on a table and not get tipped on it. Like, that's because a lot of times, like, I mean, where I work, we have to tip out.
Right, so you're paying for that ticket.
Every table we run. So even though we're getting, like, 20% of a table, we're not keeping...
Well, no, because say you have to tip out, 3 to 5% for the bar and then the staff.
Bar and food,
So you're paying for that person to eat. Maybe not much, but you're paying something for that person to eat when you do the work for it.
It happens a lot on, I mean, this is, like, squirreling, but, like, to-go orders. We have to take to-go orders as servers, so we don't have, like, a designated to-go person. And I understand, like, there's a weird thing about people and, like, do you tip on to-go orders or do you not? And I understand that, like, we, as a to-go order, you're not being waited on, you're not getting drinks refilled, you're not being... But when when I ring in a to-go order that's over $100 and then I don't get tipped on it, I still have to pay the food runner to box that up for you. So, I mean, that's $3 on a $100 tab. So I'm paying someone $3 to box up your food because you didn't want to even leave $3.
And that's what I try to explain to people, like, with the to-go thing.
I don't think 20% is necessary.
At least 10
on a to-go order because you're not being waited on. They didn't take an hour of their time to, you know, take care of you, chat with you, and, you know, make sure your needs were met. But they did make sure that your food was right. They made sure you had everything you needed, and they had to pay someone to freaking box it up.
And at the end of the day, I think that if you're not a server, you can't understand.
And you don't understand that not as a server. And I don't fault anybody for not understanding that, because they don't understand how, if you never worked in a restaurant, you don't really understand how it works on, runs on the back end.
And I'm going to agree with you that you can't fault them for knowing if they haven't worked there, but if it's been explained to them and they still refuse to fucking tip, you're just an asshole. Because
right.
if like you just said, if anyone watches this or hears this and then still says, well, I'm not going to tip to go, right. Now you're an asshole because you understand that this
right.
person's losing money. And then also, what I think that people don't understand how high stress serving is and how many things you have going on at once. So if you have 5 tables and a to-go order came in, you had to stop what you were doing,
right,
to take that order, to sit there on the phone while they said, oh, well, what sides do you have? Oh, do you make your own French fries?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have potato chips? Oh, is there sweet potato fries? Meanwhile, you have 100 other things to do, and like, some of that might be in your head, and now you're losing or whatever.
Right.
Like,
no, I mean, it is.
You should be compensated.
Yeah. And not every,
at least cover your fucking $3.
Is different, but yeah, as long as we always we get annoyed with taking to-go orders, because it's such a gamble, like if you're going to get tipped off of it or not, and if you're going to end up having to pay to take that order.
And while every restaurant is different, I just want to say, for a blanket statement, you can just assume that your server tips out. Everybody tips out.
Right.
You don't know, the percentages might not all be the same. But if you call somebody and you order food through them and they ring it up, they are going to have to pay a % of that to at least a busser.
Right.
And then some places, even if, okay, so you're calling your to-go order and maybe you didn't order alcohol because it's to-go, and maybe you're not allowed to do that here. I don't really remember. I don't think you are here. I know
in 2020 it all changed.
Okay, so that's what I don't know what the rules are here.
Allowing drinks, and I don't think they ever stopped that. I don't know.
But regardless of if you got a drink or not, some people might think, oh, well, you guys said that you have to tip out the bartender and I didn't order a drink. But a lot of times, and again, every restaurant's different, but a lot of times these tips come from totals. So like, you still have to tip out the bar on like your total. I don't know, I guess you wouldn't if there wasn't alcohol, or if there was like a milk or something stupid. Sometimes like the bar has like drinks or whatever, like other drinks that you don't have access to if you don't have like a soda machine, right? So like, you still may have to tip the bar on like something ridiculous, even if it is only a little bit. This server still shouldn't have to pay for your to-go order.
Right. Yeah, and that's what happens when people don't tip on it, and it's frustrating.
And that's what annoys me, is the amount of people that are like, well, it's
or
not
even
problem.
even a table. That's what's frustrating too about like tables that don't tip, or like don't tip 10% or whatever. Like 3% of that, I just had to give to someone else.
Right. I feel like a lot of people like don't understand that like servers aren't pocketing all this money.
Yeah.
There's a tip out, because who do you think's paying the busser? Not the fucking restaurant. You are.
Yeah.
Who do you think's paying the bartender? Same
and then
thing.
even that $8.98 an hour or whatever that we're getting on our paychecks, we're not getting all of that either, because
I'm sure that's taxed
we're
as
being
shit.
taxed on all the credit card, every tip. The tax on every tip is coming out of that.
And even if, okay, so like they know the credit cards, but you're also supposed to tell the computer what you've got tipped in cash. So even if the computer doesn't know it, I mean, and I know that like none of us.
But no one even fucking tips in cash anymore.
Really?
I mean, it's not very common at all.
We try to.
Yeah. I mean, there are people who still do it, but for the most part,
but we only try to because we know.
Everything is card. Yeah.
We only try to because we know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what aggravates me, is the amount of people that you see in like these arguments on Facebook about like, well, I'm not tipping, da 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 da. If you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to go out to eat.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
You can't afford to go out to eat if you don't want to tip.
Right, it should be included. It should be thought in your process, in your mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're going to a restaurant where meals are $20 a head, you're spending $50.
Absolutely.
If you're not getting drinks.
And I lost my train of thought.
Oh, and you know what? People have a really hard time with math. I have a really hard time with math.
Oh, make
20%.
it easy. This is easy.
You take the first number, you round it up, you round your bill up. You take the first number if it's tens, the first 2 numbers if it's hundreds, and you times it by 2.
That's it.
So if your bill is $48, you round that up to 50. 5 times 2, 10. $10 is 20% of 50. If your bill is $100, you take 1 and the 0, 10, times it by 2, 20% of 10, $20. Same, and that's for every, like if your bill's $40, 4 times 2 is 8.
It's 8. If your bill's $36, your tip's still 8.
You round that up to 40. If your bill is $32, Round that down to 30. 3 times 2, 6.
I'd throw $1 on there or $2.
Yeah. I mean, the easier round up or down.
And if you don't want to be an asshole, you never tip less than $5. So if you go somewhere and your bill is $16 and you're like, oh, I'm just going to leave $4 here. You can leave a $5. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
I would never tip less than $5.
I always give
I would
$5.
never tip less than $5.
Yeah.
My total could be $4.
Right.
Still tipping $5. Actually, maybe $6 to just make it an even $10.
Right. Because no matter what you ordered that only costed $15, you sat at that table for an hour.
Right, and that's an hour that someone whose bill was $100 isn't sitting there.
Right.
And, like, also, I feel like the amount of people that, whatever, I'm not going to talk about other people anymore. In general, right, like, we learn when we're little kids. I did. My mom had one big rule. You treat other people the way you want to be treated. So, like, if you were the server, wouldn't you want to be tipped?
Right.
If you did that work, wouldn't you want to be compensated for it?
And we know what, we can go on and on and on about how servers shouldn't be tipped. Okay, whatever, if that's how you believe. But the reality is, you're not changing that. That's not changing right now, and that's not how life works right now. So
you
that's not even like an argument against why you don't tip. Okay?
Right.
Okay. Because the reality is, right now, if you go to a restaurant, the formality, the way life is we tip.
Right.
Servers.
That's what it is.
That's just how life works right now. And if that ever changes, your $15 burger will be $20.
That's the thing. You're still going to pay. You're still paying.
Paying. Probably more than 20%.
Honestly, probably more. Probably more, because guess what? The servers aren't near as greedy as the corporations
right.
in charge
because
of this shit. So
we
you're lucky
learned.
you're tipping us.
Yeah.
Instead of paying the prices that they set, because then we would all be living under a bridge.
Right. Because if every employee in a restaurant had to make $15 an hour, your burger is not going to cost $15.
Nope. Nope.
Okay, well, that was a rant that wasn't intended, but somehow we got there, and now we've been chatting your ear off for a very long time. We've talked about a lot, and I think it's time to say goodbye.
Okay, well, goodbye.
Love you.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week on the next episode of
Parking Lot Chats with
Corn and Bo.
That was fun.
Bye.
Do the K-Town thing then.
Peace out. K-Town down.